Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Carter James Ranch. Over here in the sheep pasture where we're keeping Comanche and Pepe. Here we are, January 24th, getting ready for a snowstorm tonight. So I've had a great winter so far, but we're heading into about a week of some pretty cooler temperatures. Next week, or this weekend, I think we're gonna have one day it's gonna be about 50, and then we're gonna have the next day it's gonna be a high of 22, with temperatures getting down to 10 degrees and 6 degrees. So definitely gonna be getting some cooler temperatures. So out here with Comanche and Pepe, they're just out here running around, trying to get these guys real used to me. Comanche being a young South Pole, he's not real tall yet. Right now he probably comes up to about my hip. So, but he's got good gut, not real tall legs. And then Pepe here, he's got that skunk stripe right down his back. He's a half South Pole, half Longhorn. So he kind of looks like an old man with those that white on his front of his face. But yeah, real nice. But today's video, I just want to talk about what we're doing over here in the sheep pasture. On this property, we've got a lot of broomsedge. Not exactly right here where I'm standing, but this property has been hayed for a lot of years. That meadow across the pond, that's all prairie hay, which is interesting. Prairie grass, orchard grass. Very interesting that's just that one field is prairie grass that's native to this region. A lot of prairie grass down in the Flint Hills of Kansas. I was talking with a gentleman that builds a lot of fence for me, and I said, you know, that's been hayed just like this pasture. There's a lot of fescue and brome in this pasture. You know, here's some broomsedge right here, and then there's a lot more as you head down there. All that orange grass up in the top left corner is all broomsedge, and as I pan over here, you can see all the rest of the broomsedge. So as you get out here into the meadow, it kind of just a few little spots, but definitely much stronger patches, and a lot more of it as you head back down to the south. But his comment was, I said, you know, we have no broomsedge across the pond there in that prairie meadow, and he says, well, because of the road, there might be so much lime that comes off of the road with the dust and stuff. So I thought that was interesting. I've never heard that before, so I'd be curious if anyone has any experience with that. But you know what we're doing here in the sheep pasture, I don't think we're going to have this hayed next year. I think we're going to start using it for livestock as we continue to build the sheep herd and the cow herd. We're doing a couple different things to try to work on the broomsedge, trying to do a lot of it naturally. I know you can go buy lime and spray your, or dump it on your fields. We're trying a couple different things. We're going to be unrolling hay, which that's what we're doing right now with Comanche and Pepe. And they've been laying out here a lot. This is pretty thick out here. I need to get a pitchfork and come and spread it. But unrolling hay, we're using the cattle with some of the impact. We will have more cattle here this year in 2023, and so it'll be a lot better to have better impact on the ground. We're also using our chickens to move through the pasture, really trying to move them through these clumps of broomsedge, so that one, they can scratch, and two, just drop their manure. You know, we've got them in a hoop house, so they're pooping directly onto the ground, and I'm moving their hoop house, 5 to 6 feet every few days. But yeah, you can just see how thick some of this stuff is, which is just an indication of how poor the fertility is in the soil. So hopefully I have the animals, the cattle, the sheep, running them through here. We're getting the manure put down, rolling out some hay for the cattle. We are giving the sheep a little bit of hay just at night when we lock them up. Especially if we lock them up a little early, we do give them a little hay. And then the other thing that I just started doing today, I'd been doing some research. Now that we're starting to get a little colder at night, we run fires. I've actually was reading that if you dump ashes, wood ash, on your pasture, that can really help with getting some nutrients. I can't remember if it was phosphorus or potassium. I think it was phosphorus. I think the ashes have some phosphorus that can dump down in there. So what we're going to be doing is taking our wood ash out of our wood burning stove, and spreading it out over in some of these chunks and seeing if that has some good impact. We're actually putting it over by the chickens close too, so the chickens can scratch through it. But just an attempt to, over the next year or two, improve these pastures. But this will have real good grass next year for the cattle. We did have a pretty dry summer, and so this was hayed, and it just never really grew back real tall. We have had years when it's been hayed in July, and then by October it's back up to your waist again. So we've had it cut. It's never been hayed twice, but we have had it cut twice, which we're still just putting the fertility back down on the ground. So I will be curious to see if there's a method that works better than the others with the cattle and sheep and unrolling the hay versus the chickens versus the putting the ashes out here on the pasture. The one thing I've also realized with the cattle around these trees, you know, you can tell where they hate it and where they didn't. They stopped. They try to get kind of close, but the cattle walk right in here. Comanche and Pepe were laying down over here, so they really mat all this down, which is great. It gives me a chance to come in here and clip all these new things that are growing up. They scratch on them, so they are really good at impacting the brush. Gives me a good way to find these things. So I can clip these things, get these out of the way. Whew. Thorn trees, those things are nasty. So far, been a great winter, but we're heading into February, and I think February is gonna kind of catch us up here. Like I said, next week we're gonna have some pretty frigid temperatures. But you can see there's still green grass here. We've got freezing temperatures almost every night. Some nights we only get down to 35, which is great. Last night we were down to 22. Looked like a winter wonderland. It was frosty out, but it all melts off as soon as the sun hits. The sun came out for a few hours today. So, broomsedge, that's our plan to attack it. Animal fertility and impact, wood ash, and chicken manure. So we'll see come this summer how that all works. I know last year when we ran some broilers through an area that had a broomsedge, it was drastically reduced last summer, and obviously the broilers put just a ton of manure down, sheets of it, and we move them every day, but they just poop so much. So we'll end the video just like we started it, right back over here with Comanche and Pepe. Always kind of wondering what's going on. Wanted to check out and see if I got a cube for him, but I don't. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Spring Hill High School. I know some of the students over there have kind of caught on to the channel and subscribed, so thanks a lot for doing that and coming along the journey on the growth of the ranch. So God bless everyone. Thanks for watching.